Hello my squiddies and welcome to my channel. Again, I am doing a video, but this time I'm doing a tutorial on how to do the timing belt. And I just got a little box pop up that had information on a new update, which is the tuning upgrade that allows me to have like all these different springs and sway bars. I just took the time to figure out how to get it to go on. I'm a little confused with it, but I'll have to figure this out at a different time and do a video on it when I can understand how it all works. But they also added a bunch of new, let's see, I'm trying to figure out where I saw it. I think it's in oh yeah, here. So they have the ignition tuning setup, they have the suspension, the bottom end rebuild, the front pad kit, timing belt kit, which I'm gonna actually purchase that one right now, and we'll see what that does. And they have just a bunch of new things. Also new bodies that looks like they're carbon fiber. In fact, I actually have one right here. Yeah, it's carbon fiber. So before I can do anything, we need to clean up here a little bit. So, oops, trying to grab the spoiler. Because, in fact, actually, I'm just going to move this right now over here. I have to kind of be careful because too much clicking makes my finger hurt. I grated my finger with the cheese grater. By the way, be careful when you do things like that around the kitchen. So I'm just gonna place all this over here. In fact, I actually wish they added a broom to this game because that would actually be really helpful. A shop broom stick. But you should always keep your shop clean. That is a big thing in this game, is keeping your shop clean. Otherwise, you just can't work in this area. So I'm going to quickly put this on and go check out what I got in the mail. So let's see. In fact, I'm going to leave this off because for this tutorial, you're going to want that off. Alright, let's see what they added in this, because I didn't see any new things separately, so I wonder if this is, well, just the same basic things that I can get. Alright, cool. Just, they added bundles. So, for this video, I'm going to start with taking this off. For the timing belt, it's a little challenging if you don't know what you're doing. So let's start by opening this up. And so let's look here. This is the timing belt. And right now it's still pretty good. So I'm only doing this just to show you guys. And also if you have new coolant already, this will be a little bit different. If you have bad coolant, you may as well just drain the entire thing, because once you start taking this off, if this is still full and you start to take this off, once you remove it, it'll start leaking everywhere. So it's, I mean, it doesn't really do much as of right now. I don't know if they plan to end up making us mop the floor, but this does leak out, and for the most part, it doesn't really matter if you pick it up or not, because I mean, once it falls on the floor, it just disappears. So, but if you find it irritating, drain your coolant. But if you still have good coolant, I wouldn't drain it all the way, just enough to where you can remove this without it leaking. So let's start doing that. So what I'm going to do is lift the car up, and this is why I had that bottom part removed, is because I don't need that on the car. And well, it needs to be removed anyways. So I'm going to do the quick way of doing this. And also sometimes it Oh, hold on. Forgot I need to check something. Oh, it's not that bad. Okay. It does help if you have a few of these. I actually have 3, so I could be able to do this, the oil, and the transmission fluid. But oh, of course, forgot. This is getting a little distracted here. So I probably just wasted too much coolant, but it doesn't matter. I really don't care. I'm going to put this back. Of course, I dropped the other one because once I pick up something that I already have pocketed, well, any tool that I have pocketed and I have another one, it drops the one that's in your pocket. Okay, so fortunately I poured out more than I should have, but who cares? Now you could actually take this off. See, it doesn't leak. All right, so now what we do, and I don't know if you have to take this part off, but I just do because it's bulky. And I drop the screws right next to it. Okay. Actually, let's check this. Don't know if I need to replace this. Okay, it stayed at 17. All right. Now let's see. To remove it, now you have to get right into here. Well, actually, before I get into the small parts, let's start by removing this. Because I need to get the head off. However, it's funny because the head sits right behind the cam gears. So I really don't know why I need to take this off, but it requires me to do that. I think it would be cool if they like separated like the ones that do cover the cam gears versus this one that doesn't. But until that, I can just appreciate what they have made in this game. It's just incredible. By far, this is the #1 most realistic car mechanic simulator there is. So, yeah, it's just incredible. Now, like I said, we go into here, there's this little spring. It's the tension spring. So we are going to remove that. And I was just thinking if I should replace that or not. Okay. And then, oh, we still need to take this part off. Oops. All right. Now I'm not going to get too detailed with the tools. In fact, I lost the part. What the hell? Oh boy, this is frustrating. Did it fall behind? Oh no. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just screwed up. I have lost the part. Hold on, let's see if I could. Okay, that's a problem. Sometimes they like to get stuck inside of certain places, so it's gonna be an issue. In fact, I got an idea. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna lower this. And I'm just gonna kind of refresh this. I forgot what car this is. I think this is the first one, so we're gonna move it. There we go. And let's move it right back. Okay, problem solved. So Now what we do is we remove this. In fact, I don't know, I might show you how the tools work just so that way we could just get that out of the way. But right now I'm just quickly disassembling it. So now we can remove the belt. Now I'm not going to put these ones on because this is still good parts, and so I'm not going to remove what I don't need to remove. Now, when you do have to do some work on this, let's say you're doing a different person's car or you have to do some repair work, you do want to remove these. So let's just kind of simulate that. Now, I don't know if they've added wear. Nope, they have not added wear to this yet, so let's see. And I guess you could also, if you need to, replace this. I gotta check it though. Oh boy, never mind. That was not good. Okay. So let's just not worry about that right now. So we got the thing off, and I'm just going to kind of mess with this a little bit, just for the hell of it, because I know I'm going to need to do a little demonstration. All right. So now that we have it all taken off, should look like this. You should have your parts laying on the floor or on the table. Right now I think my table, nope, actually my table's out. Normally I have it placed right here, but I have this mess to deal with, so I'm saving that for a different time. Okay, so pretending like I just grabbed brand new parts. We're gonna place this right where it needs to go. And then, where's the belt? Okay. Well, if it'll cooperate with me. Hold on. Oh, okay, wait a minute. So, one thing is, okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to word this because I'm not really a car mechanic, but I did look this up. So basically what you're going to want to do, and it's kind of hard to tell because I painted this white just for the looks of the engine. So there's an E and an I. You're going to want to match these with them. And in order to do that, it's kind of a little touchy, so you want to go really slow. Right now it's at the I, and it's not going to be exactly matching, but it's going to be pretty close. Let's see if I could try to balance this really quick. Oh, hit the wrong button. And my game has just froze. Okay. That was kind of scary. Thought I was going to have to restart everything. So now we got the E. Let's get the I. I went a little past. There we go. Now, the teeth aren't exactly even, but let's take a look. So I think it was 6. All right. So E is actually where it wants to be. You want to have like a little space right here. So where this tick mark is, it's lined up with this. And there's just one gap and then this. And actually, weird. I looks like it where it should be. I think it's because I put this here and it like evened it out by itself, but it doesn't always do that. Because like, if I wanted to, I could just go like this, and then I have 2 gaps. But this is not what you want. You want to make sure you have it only one gap. Otherwise, your car ain't gonna start, or when you get to a race, it's just going to fail miserably. So let's fix that. We're just gonna slide that back here. And now we're even. And we should place the belt back on. Where did I see it? Okay, there we go. Oh, and here's another thing. Before I could do that, this little carrot thing is a little groove right here. This is very important. You want to make sure that the groove is right underneath the carrot. I call it a carrot. The little arrow. And then to double check, the groove is right there, and you have your tick marks one gap apart. Alright, now we can remove that. And then I'm trying to figure out how to use this tool. Hold on. I don't remember exactly how to do it. So you have that there. So this should lock the crank. So when you put the trying to navigate my buttons here. So we need 160. So let's try this. So that thing should stay locked. Oops. It's at 160. So let's do this, and then we're going to want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. And it didn't move, so I guess I used it correctly. Now we can start by putting this back on. And the plate. I'm just doing it quickly without using the tools, but if you want the best quality while you're in the shop, I mean, it's different when you're in the pit stop because you have to be quick, but if you want the best quality before you go out and race, use the tools. It takes longer, but it does give you a better quality. Now make sure to have this in place, but this makes it hard for, if you don't pay attention to taking that off, like, I know you have to take this part off too, but this confused me because I was trying to figure out why I couldn't take this belt off, and you have to remove the tension springs, and it's just a small little thing right there. So make sure that you take that off before you try to take the belt off. And now we could actually place on the head cover. So I'm going to grab all of these. I don't know why that didn't end up in my pocket. Ah. And I also made sure to color these in different colors so that way I could like figure out which one goes where. And they did that with the spark plugs too. Colors are helpful. Now what you could do is you could place this on here. Forgot which one. Oh, duh. Need this part. Try to not drop it. It's expensive equipment. So, once you get this on here, I may have to buy more coolant. Well, I got some there, and this car. But I think I'm going to keep the ones in the car because I'm doing something with that. Trying to see if I can get my grandfather to play with this game. Alright, so you want to take this off, and let's see. Is it 5? Yeah. I always put this under here. Let's lower this car a bit. I always put this here so that way when I do overfill the funnel, that I can just drain it. No, it's not 6. No! Keep hitting the wrong button. Alright, and I guess we can move this cart over here. Now, this is really irritating when this thing does that. Okay. We'll just kind of toss it over there. I should have an open one. Okay, right here. But yeah, draining your coolant is one of the parts that you have to do in order to work on your timing belt. And it could be kind of, I mean, it's exciting when you're first starting out because you get to take apart things, but after a while it does kind of feel like a chore. But you know what? It's what makes the game amazing. It's like, it's weird because like nobody wants to do cleaning, nobody wants to like work on their car. I mean, there's some people that do. I'm not going to say that there isn't people that don't have that thing as their hobby, but there are a lot of people that think cleaning the room sucks or working on their cars is just a lot of work. But it seems fun when you're doing it in a video game. Cleaning your shop. I mean, I spend hours actually having to clean up the shop. That's without having to work on cars. I just had to spend like an hour and a half cleaning my shop because I bought a bunch of things and my sister decided to take over my computer and open a bunch of the boxes and everything went everywhere around the shop. And I think I just overfilled that. So, yeah, if there's one thing, I mean, there's a bunch of things I could request in this game, but I would like a broom. Like, a, I don't know what they're called. I call them tea brooms because they're, or a shop. I guess I could call them a shop broom. But yeah, just a thing I could use to scoot items across the floor. Right now I've been using a extra wing. This was supposed to be kind of just for looks in my shop, but I found a great use for it. I use it for scraping things across my floor. But yeah, now I could put this on, and I think this is done draining. I'm gonna take this over here. Yeah, I'm like super excited. I didn't think I was gonna get an update so quickly. Kind of wonder when they're gonna add like a car battery. Okay, so now we could lower this. Yep, and it should all be running perfectly fine. And I cannot wait to like get into this, but this looks really complicated and it's kind of a little, kind of messes with me because I always made sure to paint everything. Like behind this wheel I have a, a specific color pattern where it's blue, white, and yellow. Just like over here I have a bunch of the regular springs, and now I just got new items. So it's going to be fun to work with all that. It's the rainbow. Okay, now I can put this on. And I forgot, am I supposed to... Also, it's awesome that I could still paint this. I just don't know where to put everything. I am like completely full on everything. But yeah. Oh, there's another thing that I was going to say and I can't remember what it was. But yep, that is how you do the timing belt, how you take it apart. And uh, remember, it's very important. You make sure that you leave a gap in between the tool and the teeth. And also, little arrow. Make sure that it has the forgot what part it's called. Hold on. It helps to know the parts. Well, the sprocket, the crankshaft sprocket. Make sure that groove is right under the arrow. And there you go. And thank you for watching this video. And make sure to leave a thumbs up. If you want to, you can subscribe. And I'll try to make more tutorials. Hopefully my throat isn't sounding like garbage. And there you go. And stay safe. Adios.